How's it going, guys? It's Mecha-san here. Okay, so I've been selective on what I record, even more so because of my condition right now. I still recovering here, and it's uncomfortable, so I've made it so he's just sitting down and watching a bunch of stuff. Not a pleasant experience. But I felt like doing something today here, and it was a struggle actually. Not much of interest here. Stuff that's come out already, like Lightfall trailer and the Animaniac season 3 already happened. I already saw those. And then IGN posted this one here, the final preview for the Dead Space remake. I don't really do this here for this stuff here. This is just them sort of showing off and talking about the stuff's gonna happen here. And I've already seen a lot of the videos about the Dead Space remake here, how it seems they did a smart thing. They learned from RE2 remake and especially the RE3 remake here, and instead of cutting things up, they added stuff. I know that it's gonna be Beach More gonna be a bit bigger here. There's gonna be a lot more areas to explore. We're gonna be able to take the tram to wherever we want here at any point in time. No more waiting for the chapters to be completed here. We got some the thrust pack that we had in Dead Space 2 be a thing as well. And we got more connection to the expanded lore stuff here, so I might get to see the final message of the head of the chief of security on the Ishimura here from the Dead Space Downfall movie, and all the other lore stuff here, maybe more on unitology. I'm excited here, and now I've seen some things here as well, like the new character model for Isaac Clarke, in which they are making him look more like the actor, the actor who voiced Isaac Clarke in the second and third game. Why? I mean, I know it's a thing here. You like to be able to better touched my mic there. Better like mocap someone, capture their facial expression, their lip syncing, to make them close to the actor or something. But that works best when that was how it was in the get-go. It wasn't that way for Dead Space. We had Isaac's character model. We see his face perfectly at the end of Dead Space. And then Dead Space 2, we got the voice and everything like that. It works, so I don't get the point. So let's see here. I know they're doing some cool things, like Steam is doing a thing where you pre-order Dead Space, you get Dead Space 2 as well. And yeah, I've been holding back on getting a PS5. I'm kind of hoping to get the PS5. I was hoping to get the PS5 Slim here, the one with a detachable disc drive and everything. But no more. I can't wait any longer here. There's a bunch of other games coming up there. Like, I gotta start piling things up. I have to start doing that here. Otherwise, I'll be in the backlog for quite a while here. And I still technically have plenty of games for PS4, but boy oh boy, I won't be able to avoid spoilers for long. So yeah, I'll probably get a PS5 at some time this year here, early year, like maybe February or something. All right, without further ado. All right, the scene here. I like how we see. Okay, the blood splattered.
Ahead of visiting EA Motive,
it's a little
for
weird,
Dead
though.
Space-focused IGN first, I
Ooh,
played the
wow, look at the
original game
blood.
for the first time since 2008. I only intended to play the first hour or so, but 7 hours
Dead
later,
Space.
I found myself still battling through the rusted corpse of the USG Ishimura. I always knew
I'm really
Dead
hopeful
Space
here.
was
Like,
a
it's gotta be
modern
good.
classic, but I was
Dead
surprised
Space
just
is
how
actually
well it
one
stood
of
up all these years later.
the few
So I
games,
headed to meet
one of the
developers with a
first
slightly cynical
games
mindset.
I fully
What was the point of
platinumed.
remaking something that remains so brilliant? After playing the same
So-
7 hours of the remake, I think
they're getting
I'm
off on the
ready to be
Killian?
honest. In many ways, Dead Space is a purist's remake. I'd estimate that around 85% of what I experienced was identical to the original game, just with vastly superior visuals. But it's the other 15% that has me quietly wondering, could this remake genuinely be better than its progenitor?
You gotta get off the Killian, it's gonna blow up. Oh, wow, it went out the window.
Many of these changes are gameplay improvements, several of which are drawn directly from Dead Space 2. The zero gravity sequences now allow you to move freely in all directions, rather than hop from surface to surface.
Yeah.
This obviously allows for a better sense of freedom, but segments redesigned around this ability are notably more interesting than their original
Yeah, like,
counterpart.
that's the centrifuge, right? It's much bigger.
3 is now a genuine spectacle, while the ADS cannon repair job has been completely changed to be a dangerous spacewalk that amps up the tension.
It was already pretty dangerous in the first game, but
The 2011
Oh,
sequel confirms
oh,
the
wow.
weapons too, which
That's-
can now be
that's
fitted
new.
with a variety of special upgrades that alter their function. The
Really?
plasma
Like
cutter,
additional-
for instance, can be modded with an extended magazine and the ability to set foes alight for damage over time. The Ripper, meanwhile,
Alright,
can
that's
fire
Dead
blades
from
that
Dead Space
ricochet
3.
around the room, allowing for trick shots.
okay, so it took some Dead Space
Such
3
modifications
inspirations.
are found hidden around the ship, and so they act as encouragement to explore every room and store cupboard. But thanks
I
to
was
a
always
new
gonna do that.
security clearance system, you're initially locked out of many side locations you discover. As
That
the
makes
story
sense.
progresses, you're granted increasing levels of clearance, and so you can then backtrack through the now seamless spaceship to open doors that were once forbidden. This interconnected design and backtracking.
There was a
turns
lot
the
of doors
Ishimura
closed
into
in
something
in the
closer to
Ishimura.
Talos 1 station from Prey, a huge structure
Ooh.
that feels like a genuine place rather than a series of.
That's a good
levels.
comparison with
It's an
Talos
admirable
1.
direction, but I've yet to see exactly how well it's used across the full campaign. My hope is that Motive has smartly weaved backtracking into the main missions and the newly added side quests to
Yeah,
allow for
backtracking.
organic
Oh yeah,
revisits of
they
prior
include
areas,
side quests.
rather than
I
making
like that.
backtracking
The
a
body.
segregated chore.
We got the usual like going through these tight corridors here for loading screens, which whoa.
Regardless of if you're backtracking or making forward progress,
Not a big
it's
fan of the
full
Ripper.
horrifying
Never was.
necromorphs that threaten to rip you limb from limb.
And
Much
nor
has
was the
already been
nor the
made of the new
flamethrower.
healing system that rips
Okay.
the skin, fat,
Contact
and muscle layers
beam?
away from
Nice.
enemies
You got
with
the
each new wound.
usual
But there's
weapon
more to
wheel
this
there.
grotesque idea than just visceral visuals. Much like how protagonist Isaac Clarke has a health bar built directly into his suit, the
Yep.
necromorphs' own bodies are now a visual representation of their health. This is never more obvious than when using the Force Gun, a weapon that has been completely overhauled for the remake. What was
Oh,
once simply
okay,
a
just
back weapon
draw
now
them
rips
in.
the flesh off enemies with a thunderous blast.
Ooh. Whoa.
The stripped down
Yeah, you can
necromorphs
see their
can be
flesh
finished
on the
off with a
floor.
more conventional weapon, their exposed bones ready to be snapped with just a round or two. Talking of
Yeah, I
weapons,
use the
each one
Force
of
guns
Isaac's
against those
newly
little
repurposed tools has
nematodes
been
that try to
redesigned
latch on you.
encourage a new level of strategy. Dismemberment is still the main aim of every skirmish, but the flamethrower
contact beam, that particle beam.
creates a wall of searing flame that can cordon off areas and manage crowds. While
Okay,
the
that-
pulse rifle's new proximity mine
that makes it
consists
more
of a
useful.
trap and a makeshift grenade launcher. These are small
Yeah, they
changes,
changed that.
but I found
It
that
used to
these
be like the
abilities
pulse
were
rifle had
much
to, like,
more useful than those in the
firing,
original
like,
game,
if you held it
and
up
they soon
and
became a regular
whole
part
range
of my
fire.
combat routine. My favorite change
proximity mine.
though are the circuit breakers. These occasional
Yeah, I've seen this one
puzzles
here.
require you to
This
reload
is good.
power
This
to
would
different
inspire
machines,
replayability
typically
like
to
crazy.
locked doors. Each breaker box has a limited number of fuses though, and so powering up a door is done at the expense of powering down something else.
Yes,
In an
like
early example,
lights
this
or
involved
oxygen.
turning off an elevator I no longer needed, but in Chapter 3 I was confronted with a much more intriguing sacrifice. To power up a refuel station, I had to divert energy away from either the engineering deck's lights or life support systems. It was a choice. Should I stumble onwards in pitch darkness and risk being ambushed by unseen threats, or navigate well-lit corridors while my air supply rapidly ran dry?
You can't
It's a
really
smart
hear
way
the
to
enemy.
combine challenge with player choice, and I hope this example is the first of many fiendish scenarios rather than a one-off occurrence.
Yeah, it better be, because that's very good. That's a good idea.
Graphics aside, the most notable change right from minute one is the alterations to the script and storytelling. Once silent protagonist Isaac can now speak. And while I do think this is largely unnecessary, he thankfully hasn't been turned into an overly chatty Sony character. Rather than quipping at everything, Isaac's ability to respond anchors him into the horrifying situation in a realistic manner.
Yoshimura's overrun with... they're fucking monsters.
Gunnar Wright, the voice actor who brought Isaac to life in the sequels, reprises the role. And
so good.
Again, there's the sense that elements of Dead Space
and he's full of bad ideas.
Retrofitted into the original. Isaac's new scripting is pretty good, but the best changes have been made to Kendra Daniels. Once an incredibly thorny character, she's been transformed into a much more empathetic and friendly colleague for Isaac.
We'll see.
For anyone who knows the final direction of Dead Space's story, I think Daniels' revised personality will work much better with her character arc.
Yeah, like she was,
of course, the stories
causing friction.
Remain intact.
Oh, Captain Matthias.
The Church of Unitology, a religious sect and a major player in the Dead Space
It's an interesting gimmick right here they had.
Earlier in this remake and in a far more organic manner. These characters know the Church's reputation and casually discuss it, even before they are aware that it will change their lives forever. It's an approach I really appreciate, and I think the eventual plot reveals will be much more meaningful because of it.
But if they found this on some alien planet, what does that mean?
That Unitology's onto something?
Unitology's full of shit.
Motive has made many smart changes to Dead Space, but it never shakes things up to the point of being unrecognizable. The result, at least across the first several chapters, is something that feels similar in philosophy to a director's cut, albeit a director's cut that's completely refilmed on brand new sets. This experience appears largely the same
it looks good. I remember that scene.
But honed and polished to a beautiful,
and then,
finish.
Oh boy,
Such, this remake will likely work best for brand new players, or the most dedicated Dead Space fans.
Or both.
I heard something up there. Something big.
But why did he take off his helmet like that? They have to take, I mean, you can't do the whole retracting thing.
Game, I found what I played an absolute thrill. But for less invested fans, the value is of a more questionable quantity. Since even with the changes, this is...
Captain Matthias being turned, you guys seen that scene?
As such, I don't think Dead Space will be as essential and transformative as the Resident Evil 2 remake was. As the best possible way to play this landmark survival horror though, I have near enough no doubt that Dead Space will succeed in that mission. For more from the Dead Space remake, check out the first 18 minutes of the game and how Isaac's suit was redesigned. And for stick with IGN.
Once, okay, let me just see this here. Like, this is him getting like power-up suit. Also, people, I noticed a few live streamers got it confused here about Isaac's suit. It ain't power armor, not at all. It's still just a suit. It's a regular suit here. No proof, no power. It doesn't like increase the strength or anything like that. It's just pure protection for engineering accidents. Yeah, because there were some moments here where it made more sense to have Isaac voice, like, let me see this scene right here. Yeah, like this scene. This scene right here. This is where, like, like, literally as you get off your shuttle and enter the waiting room of the Ishimura here, where Isaac does his job here to bring up how the ship's maintenance and see how damaged it is. But instead of him, like, commenting on it, like, giving his report as an engineer, it's one of the security guards that looks at the screen, which through the window in the visitor area, and he's reading it like technically it's reversed because he's reading it because he's reading it from the other side, and he's giving out everything here. Like looks like all this damage done like that here. It's like, how can you truly know here? You're not an engineer. I mean, I'm not saying you're stupid here, but Isaac's the engineer. He's the one that should be telling you all this report about how bad the ship is. That's his job. So the fact that in this new one here, I've seen the clip as well, he actually is doing that here. He's saying, like, okay, look, here's the damage to the ship here. It's pretty damn bad and everything. That makes sense. That needed a voice actor. The whole point of him not having a voice actor is because, like, you were supposed to be, like, in it. It's like, get you immersed here. Like, Isaac is a player. That doesn't work here, especially with the fact you see his face. Both in the beginning, you see the back of his face here. You see his back of his head. You can tell obviously what color he is, his hair and everything, and then you see his face fully in the end. It doesn't make any sense here. It's like this is a story game. This is very story narrative driven. So yeah, the main character has to have a voice. And yeah, the fact that he got a voice in the second game and now probably his role here, good. So the change, okay, I mentioned the change is Kendra Daniels here, and yeah, she was very, like, clearly putting tension with the crowd here, like, pretty much saying, yeah, you can't trust Hammond here. He's military and stuff like that, but you can trust me. I got the peeling system and everything, new weapons. I recall this moment here, the circuit breakers. Yeah, let's see what happens here, because this is the only part they're using it. That's a disappointment. That would be a disappointment. Yeah, they changed the pulse rifle here to be more like the one from Dead Space 2 and on here with a grenade launcher. Let's say the proximity mine ability here. Like, also, yeah, they established that now you can have the weapons can have an upgrade system here, which give them like unique abilities. So this is something they took from Dead Space 3 here. Like, we have it, so the plasma cutter, yeah, increased magazine is a thing that you can do in the first game. But you can even, like, light enemies on fire. That was a feature, an upgrade that you had in the third game. Which, yeah, the third game had a boatload of problems, to say the least. But I did like the crafting system. Of course, it could definitely need, it definitely, went a little wrong with the crafting system here. I got my own ideas what they should have done with that system here, but that's neither here nor there. And oh yeah, I'm surprised by this thing. We got the centrifuge here doing its thing, but now we have the the defense cannons here for the asteroids and stuff like that here. Yeah, this was the pretty much the most hated part of the Dead Space of the first game. I remembered when I first played it here. Oh boy, yeah. Phew. But they changed it here where you're not even sitting down here. You're not going to a chamber here. You're controlling one. You got to control. Oh yeah, it looks like it. Looks like you got to like manually calibrate each cannon one at a time here. Like, we got this cannon right here. And look back here, it looks like another terminal. All while in the vacuum of space here. So you also gotta manage your oxygen level. Huh. Yeah, we see him where the cannon is synced up to his plasma cutter targeting system. Yeah, that's gonna be a pain in the ass. Security clearance, it's also very cool. Yeah, and that comparison to Talos 1 from the reboot Prague. I like it. Also, we get to see like Isaac here. It's like, okay, oh wow, yeah, if you look here, you can see what level suit is this here? I mean, you see this one here, and then we see this one, which is less armored, but more so. Than the film when he started out here, which, let's go here. Oh boy, yeah, this scene right here. Classic case where, yeah, they go sort of break in. Doesn't make much sense right here how much blood he got on him, especially like on his right shoulder right there. I mean, this is a nitpick big time here, but that should have gotten the least amount of blood here. Because it's shielded, it's pointed away from the door. It's pretty much blocked by the rest of his body here, so. And the moment that thing closed, He's instantly covered in blood here. Like the blood didn't have a moment to splash on him. Still, it's pretty cool to see his like helmet all bloody like that. Yeah, the original Dead Space still holds up nicely and everything. I like that. Like, forget about running. There's no running. Like, the Kellyanne blows up. Oh, and you get just thrown out. That suit does its job here. That clearly keeping him in one piece because being thrown out of a reinforced like window. He should have a few broken bones there, like shoulder dislocated at least. Yeah, okay. I was not big on the Ripper or the flamethrower here, and I don't get why people like in live streams here they just like can I do the flamethrower here? I love the flamethrower and everything. It's just a great weapon. No, not really. In my opinion, no. Especially like if you're out in space, it's not gonna help you for shit. I prefer using the contact beam or yeah, like my preferred weapons have always been the plasma cutter, the line gun, the pulse rifle, and the contact, and the focus gun. Which, by the way, like speaking of the other guns here, yeah, I like how they refer how the peeling system works here, where we saw him use the focus gun. Let me see if I can find it here. Yeah, here it is. There it is. Oh yeah, like you can see like the skin fall on the floor. That is nice. Gruesome. And so yeah, we got that's still a focus gun here, which interesting. Because that's a focus gun altered fire here, where it creates essentially a small gravitational pull there, which dragging the necromorph all there. Very different from its original secondary fire here, in which, secondary fires were basically its primary fire just condensed to more of a almost long range focus pressure shot as opposed to a wide cone like a shotgun. Nice. I gotta admit, and then we got like that was a contact beam here. The contact beam had it had the fire like charge, fire and bang, and then it had secondary fire where you put it on the ground, it produces a pressure wave that just. But here it's like it turns into a freaking particle weapon. Nice. I gotta admit, this thing with the flamethrower here, we can create a small wall of fire, crowd control, or limit the area where it can come out. That's pretty smart. It actually makes me want to try the flamethrower more. Let's see what he's got here. He's got the it looks like it's standard. Plasma cutter, flamethrower, pulse rifle, and the Ripper. You got the drive. Yeah, the circuit breaker function, which encourages playability here. It's the story, though, I'm most curious about. Yeah, oh boy. This right here, yeah, I remember. This one, when the doctor has said that the captain is not fit for duty, and the captain fights it off here. He tries because he's a unitologist. He's a crazy ass unitologist here. So is Dr. Kine, but he's not as devout, and he sees the fact that like clearly from what I'm seeing here, the church may have been quite wrong here, and eventually realized the church was dead wrong. But because of the tussle with the captain, he accidentally kills the captain, and oh boy. And even this scene right here, I remember, it's based, we see this in a video log here, where Captain and Kind talk to each other about the glory of the marker and everything, blah blah blah, and what the captain views what's happening down in the planet as divine will of God. Dr. Kind, no, he does not see it. If anything, I like this gimmick right here. Where I'm pretty sure I know I've seen this before, but I just can't put my finger on it here. Where the recordings, where the playback here is literally done via projectors, security cameras, like literally playing back what happens. You can see it from first person, and rather than a screen. We have the marker here. I'm curious to see how they do this marker here. Is it gonna, because in the movie, like the Downfall and others, media, the marker is pretty damn big. Like, we see the one in the game, and it's like scale model and everything like that. It's like 2-3 times smaller than the one we saw in the game. And it's also, what I'm curious about is the Dead Space field around the marker here. For those of you who don't know here, while, yeah, the marker does indeed create the necromorphs here, but if you're in a vicinity around the area, like maybe about 10 feet around the marker, there's like a field where the necromorph can approach, called the Dead Space field here, where basically it just kills or cancels out the dead space tissue here. More of a safety feature, I guess, here to prevent so that the corruption and infection it's causing doesn't reach it and break it apart. So yeah, so it doesn't fall victim to its own evil action. Yeah, Unitology is gonna get more. We're gonna learn more about them here. So, okay, you know what? I want to talk about that guy here. That scene in the first game was wow. I've seen this scene play out in the remake here, and disappointing here, where he falls down, and in the original he smashes his head, falls down, but we see like that guy should have been dead a long time ago because his chest was like, the skin on his chest was gone. We could see his ribs and the guts. Here, he'll fall down. Nope, he's still fully clothed, no blood or anything like that. Just smashed his head open, and that's it. The unitologist and everything like that. That one was really touched upon in the expanded material, especially like some of the extraction stuff and the stuff that came with that here from the comics and everything. I want to know more. Overall, yes, I'm excited here. But I am not gonna buy this game day one. Even if I already had a PS5 here, because what, $60, $70? Sorry. Currently I can't throw the money at that here. I'll wait for it to come out on sale. I would have spent the money on the collector's edition here because I want the helmet. But again, this ended here with comparing this to about saying that it won't be as good as Resident Evil 2 Remake. You can't beat that here, because especially with the fact that Dead Space, the original, is still playable. It's still a great game to play now. Yeah, as you can see, the graphics do look a little bit dated, but compare that game with the original RE2. Yeah, of course, like Resident Evil 2 Remake was going to do a lot more for Oh boy, so yeah, kind of a bad comparison there. Oh well. If anything, Now that I'm thinking about the Ezio collection here and how that wasn't a remake, it was a remaster. But even like the remastered collection of the Ezio trilogy, from what I remember. So, yes, everyone, tell me, did you play the original Dead Space? Day one here, I did. I played it at night. I had a great time. Like I said, I platinumed it. I could just keep playing that game over and over again here, but well, the more I play it, the less tense or scary it is. Tell me down below. Are you looking forward to this here? I gotta avoid spoilers, that's all I can say. So everyone, thank you for watching. As always, comment below you all thought. Like and subscribe for more videos. I say that, but I know how the story's gonna go out, but don't want to see anything new. Until then, it's Mecha-san, logging out.